What's going on, everybody? Welcome to The Drop. This is the official podcast of ComicDrops.com. We'll be dropping new episodes every single weekend. This is a very DC-centric episode, so I guess if you don't like DC or want to hear us talk about DC, then I guess don't listen. Plain and simple.
Yeah, that's keep it easy. How it is.
Joining me today are my two co-hosts. First up, we have Colin Satback. How you doing, man?
Hey, what's up, and hello, everybody. What's going on? Doing good. How about y'all?
Bringing out the Fetty Wap clips.
Yeah, baby.
Oh, please stop that.
Please stop. He said, please stop.
And last but not least, we have Andrew Lilly. Andrew, how was your week, man?
It has been great. Good to be back.
Oh, yep. So, like I said, it's a very DC-centric episode. There's been a lot of talks between the whole fans and critics against Batman v Superman. You got it's legit split down the middle, where most fans are praising it to be one of the best comic book movies of all time, and some are just saying it was okay, and others are people saying it's just downright trash. And it's the same on the critics side, where people are saying the movie's kind of okay, but then there are people that are just completely bashing the film to the point of no return, relentless.
Mm-hmm.
And it's now become this war, not only between fans and themselves, but against critics, saying, oh, since you don't like the movie, now we're just gonna beat down on you and basically your whole career because you don't like one movie. Mm-hmm. So Andrew, what is your stance on that whole, critics versus fans battle?
It's interesting because the critics, some bring up some really good points, and there are points that I actually agree with them. But then you look at some who already had an agenda going into the movies, and so it just kind of calls into question whether you can trust them or not. And really, the only opinion that should really matter is yours.
Yep.
And yeah, I mean, it's been brutal looking at some of the conversations that some fans and critics have with one another, and it kind of just proves that Batman vs Superman was made specifically for fans in mind.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And specifically DC comic fans.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Colin?
I think it's I don't know. I think, for lack of a better word, I think it's kind of ridiculous the way everything is playing out. I understand everybody has their own opinions on movies because, all film is subjective. But to bash on one another for having a different opinion, it's a little much, I think. Mm-hmm. It's a movie, I think it's going a little far whenever you're saying that, people... oh my God, you're a DC hater because you hated this movie, this and that, and then even making a petition to get rid of the director, that also blows my mind. I don't know. I think.
Are you spilling it now? We're talking about that later.
Oh my bad.
Go on. All
right, no, but yeah, it's I don't know. Yeah, I just think it's ridiculous. People need to calm down. I don't know. People are going into it just like Andrew said. People had an agenda going into that movie, I think, with crazy high expectations, with MC, want it to be better than Marvel, maybe, holding it to that standard, or just holding it to a higher standard because this is the first time we're seeing Batman and Superman and Wonder Woman, all together in live action. So, I don't know, man. People need to take the chill pill.
Yeah. See, for me, I can kind of see both sides of the whole argument. Me personally, I really enjoyed the movie. Of course, every movie, it has its flaws. Mm-hmm. But I mean, people are just taking it to a whole brand new level. Yeah. For fans, I can understand why they're so defensive. One, because they love the characters, they love the universe. But also, what I think is the main reason why people are so defensive is because this movie was announced 3 years ago. So people have had 3 years to really. They almost have a relationship with the movie because they felt like they've gone through the journey of the announcement, the development, the set photos, the trailers, the teaser trailers, the announcements, and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. So you were right when you say that they kind of put the movie on this super high pedestal, and then when it doesn't meet it, they're just crap. But I think that's the reason why everybody, fans in particular, are so I guess, hell-bent on making everyone like the movie, which is not going to happen. So you might as well just stop while you're behind. It's not going to happen. Mm-hmm. But I feel like the reason why everyone is so defensive is because they kind of feel a personal attachment to the film, considering that they've been basically along for the ride, per se. And with the critics, I can understand, because as much as I don't want to say it, it does make sense, but Marvel has kind of, in some way or another, kind of set the standard or the bar of what I guess an enjoyable superhero film should be. You know, you've got your Captain Americas, your Iron Mans, your Avengers. You know, I wouldn't count Thor because I think those movies are bad.
Guardians.
Exactly, Guardians. So you've got, like, you now have this quote unquote standard. That's it's a bright, exciting, kid friendly. You know, you've got the jokes and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And I guess since DC didn't meet that, they've completely bashed it. Now, of course, there, like Andrew said, some critics have made some very, 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 like, accurate points when it comes to the movie's flaws. I mean, the pacing, the editing, the ending, you know, and the things of that nature. But I'm not, like, naming any names, but there are websites out there and critics that wanted this movie to do bad. There are still websites that are like, oh, so I'm gonna read to you verbatim what a website said on their Twitter. They said, so Batman v Superman made $27.7 million last night. I guess this means you didn't read our review. And then it was a link to the review. They're basically trying to force you to read the review and say, okay, this movie is bad. Don't you dare go see it. It's like, it's almost like they're trying to manipulate, or they're trying to strong arm fans into not seeing it because they don't like it. It to somebody who's a hardcore DC fan and somebody who has in one way or another grown up with these characters, it's really disheartening to see sites to claim to be journalists and they're purposefully trying to destroy a movie or destroy an entire cinematic universe before it even starts.
Well, see, like, with that being said, it's also to a point to where you know, people are being like that, you know, wanting the movie to fail, and then whenever people, I understand not liking the movie, but, and I may be a little biased here because, you know, I'm a DC guy at heart. That's like all my favorite heroes are. But whenever people, like, I understand you don't like the movie, but if you come out of the movie like bashing on it hardcore and calling it laughable or something, you know, like, I went and saw the movie with a group of people, and some of the people I was with were laughing whenever spoiler alert here, people, like, pause it or skip ahead like 5 seconds. Whenever Superman dies, like, that, they were laughing. And then they said it was ridiculous and that the DC heroes, they're just not creative. And it feels like, you know, DC Cinematic Universe has only had 2 movies so far, and they're judging it like it's the Marvel Cinematic Universe and it's had all this build-up. It blows my mind, man. It blows my mind.
Yeah, and the thing, the whole argument that it didn't have any jokes, I do remember, like, chuckling a couple times. I mean, I wouldn't say the movie is, like, completely without jokes or like enthusiasm or things like that. There's fun to be had in this movie.
Definitely.
But again, like what Andrew said, this is, you can tell from Jump Street that this is a comic book movie made for comic book fans.
Oh, hell yeah.
Especially DC fans. If you are not a DC fan or you don't know, like, the lore or like the characters or like what they've been through, you're not really gonna enjoy the movie. Or you might enjoy it as like a popcorn flick, if you will. But if you really want to grasp the story and what Chris Terrio and Zack Snyder, the kind of story that they're trying to tell, it's just, you know.
Especially that nightmare scene. Oh my lord.
Especially the nightmare scene. If you didn't play Injustice or you didn't read the comic, you're going to be lost.
Yeah.
You're
or
going
know
to be
nothing
lost.
about Flash.
Okay. Also, you know nothing about Flash. You're going to be like, what is this? You know, why is Batman killing? Which, again, I don't see the huge deal, considering it was like in an alternate future where he's just gunning people down. I mean, he kind of left for no choice. The world is basically at an end, so I mean, there's really no point in, I guess, like chaining people up. You might as well just off them.
Yeah, pretty much.
but yeah, if you don't read the comics, if you don't know these characters, you're gonna be lost. For example, the deleted scene that came out this week where Lex Luthor looked like he was talking to Steppenwolf.
That should have been in the movie.
Yuga Khan.
That so should have been in the movie.
That definitely, especially at the end when Lex is just saying, you know, the bell's been rung, it can't be unrung, you know, ding, 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 basically the sound that the mother box makes. If you don't know that, you're gonna be like, what the hell is this? Like, what's going on? You're gonna be lost. And for a second, I was too, because I don't know a whole lot. I don't know like a massive majority of like comic knowledge, but I know enough to understand what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, there are not people like us that like that. 'Cause I was like, okay, who's this? I did my research. Oh, found out it's Steppenwolf. Darkseid's like, he was like first general or something like that, right?
Yeah, he leads.
Also like his uncle too, isn't he?
Yeah, he's Darkseid's uncle, and he's essentially like the leader of his armies. But yeah, they should have definitely had put that scene in the movie and taken out the useless Jonathan Kent scene with Superman.
Yes, oh my gosh, yes, that was
such a waste of time.
Yeah, I really didn't see the point of that. I feel like if they were going to do something, like that, you should have had maybe like General Zod.
Yeah.
Like, there, kind of, I don't know. The scene didn't really make any sense. I watched the movie 3 times and I still just don't get it. I'm like listening like super closely. I'm leaning up in my seat trying to figure out, okay, what's the purpose for the scene? It just seems like filler just to add more time to the movie. It doesn't.
I think it was trying to give Superman
I feel
something.
I think this ultimate cut that we'll be getting will be a lot better, because a lot of the scenes in that movie feel like they were cut short, and I think maybe that scene with Superman talking to his dad, that's going to be maybe like better understood when it's in the right context, because that scene came up and I'm like, wait, why is he out on the mountains? Why is he talking to his ghost dad?
And did you notice that like Kevin Costner had like some country accent that he didn't have in Man of Steel?
Yeah,
I noticed that immediately. I was like, what? I thought that was really weird.
There was just too many visions and too many dream sequences in this movie. The first half an hour or so was just so confusing. There was no single there was no plot. There was no.
I've also noticed people are comparing this movie to the Avengers, and to kind of like this is steamrolling off what you're saying, Andrew. It's like people are comparing it to the Avengers. This, like Andrew said, there's no plot like really in a lot of the beginning of that film. This movie is pure setup.
It really is. It's like when people say, "Oh, this is just a prequel to Justice League." In many ways, it actually is.
Yeah, it really is.
Now, of course, you have the elements of where they want to make this like a quote unquote standalone like film, especially with the Superman stuff, and they're building on the events from Man of Steel and how the world views him. Yeah. But in retrospect, if you think about it, the whole last half is just really just beefing up. Hey, Justice League's coming next year. Like, get hyped about that. And I am hyped about it. I mean, I don't know. If you think about it, the movie really didn't need to have Wonder Woman or Batman in it until like I guess the third. I don't know what I'm saying. All I know is that I enjoyed the movie.
I would say that the movie should have been called Batman Superman Dawn of Justice and take out the verse, because there was no. I mean, for a movie that's marketing it as this big fight between Batman and Superman, the fight lasted like 10 minutes maybe,
if that.
Yeah, and even then it felt very rushed. It felt like they're just like, oh crap, we have to make sure that they fight each other, so let's just make Lex Luthor say, okay, you've got to go fight Batman. Honestly, I would have rather just Superman and Batman kind of come to the conclusion that Lex was behind it. Yeah, they've got differing ideologies and how they approach justice, and sure, they might argue, maybe get into a little fisticuffs once in a while, but it would have been better just
fisticuffs.
Yeah,
he said fisticuffs.
just to get into a little. Just to get to Lex Luthor, because his story just felt so incomplete, I guess.
They should have done it. They should have gotten rid of Doomsday Dude. I swear, they should have gotten rid of him, and they should have done just Lex in his power suit. You know what I'm saying?
I wouldn't have liked that, honestly.
I would, dude, because I feel like, on the podcast last week, I did hear you guys give some high praise to Jesse Eisenberg and Lex Luthor, and I liked him literally until he was on that helipad. After that, I could not take Lex Luthor seriously.
I agree.
Really? I thought that scene was fantastic. Really?
Yeah, dude. Like him, and then like his little bits whenever he was talking in front of the people, and he was just like, he just started talking. Then he would stop, like, what am I trying to say? And then he would start going again. I'm like, what is he doing? Like, I get you're super intelligent, and I get you're going crazy or something. But if that's going to be the case, explain it for where it's like, oh, he's been overexposed to this alien rock, so it's messing with his brain, or maybe he's just the Lex Luthor I wanted to see was that asshole from The Social Network. This guy is so smart, and he knows it, and he's not going to show it to the public, But he was tripping the whole movie, man, and I had a really hard time taking him seriously. I think he'll get better though. Like, this movie had its flaws, but whenever I came out of that theater, I was easily like maybe 5-10 times more excited for what Justice League is going to bring us.
I want to go back to that scene you were talking about where he was talking to people at his party, and he just like stopped. What I originally thought was happening, I was like, okay, I think I can see what they're going. He has a brain tumor, and that's how he loses his hair. And I was like trying to piece things together.
Yeah,
and I was like, okay,
that would have been cool. Yeah.
But that's what you think. I was like, he just stopped, and he's just like trying to like regain his like train of thought. We know he has he has a piece of alien. A piece of like an alien object in his lab, so maybe it's like messing with him and gave him a brain tumor or something like that. And I was like, okay, this is the way to further along the character of Lex Luthor. And I guess you can try to blame Superman because of that, because it came from his planet. Yeah. Kind of just do it like that. But
total side note from that. Whenever he went onto the stage, did you guys notice he said thanks Vicky Vale?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I noticed that.
I thought that was so cool.
Vicky freaking Vale. What's she doing in Metropolis?
Right? That's what I'm saying.
But I mean,
anyways,
but
tangents.
But the movie is good. I enjoyed it. I'm pretty sure you guys enjoyed it too.
Solid
absolutely.
8 out of 10.
Yeah,
I give it an 8 out of 10.
I just think there are just some people that are taking it too far. I mean, you have people that have literally started petitions to remove Zack Snyder from directing Justice League.
Oh my god.
There was this most recently, like 2 days ago, some guy named Brian Cruz decided to start a petition to remove him. And this is what the petition says. It says Zack Snyder is not the person to be bringing the Justice League to the big screen. He has had 2 chances now to adapt DC characters and has proved middling results. Even if you love Man of Steel and BvS, there has come a time when WB and DC want someone else to helm the project and create something that won't divide people in such a way as BvS did. The building blocks are there for a different set of superhero movies, good actors and actresses, and even directors, but Zack Snyder is just not the guy that should be in charge of the biggest and most important film in the franchise, especially with his track record now. So, do you guys agree with some of the points in what he's saying, and do you think that there is a possibility that maybe WB should look at bringing somebody else in? Not for Justice League Part 1. It's too late now. The movie starts production in less than 2 weeks.
Yep.
But would you like to see somebody else take on Justice League? We'll start with you, Colin.
Okay. I'm gonna say no. I would not like to see somebody else take on Justice League, because in an interview I saw recently, is Zack Snyder said himself, because he was asked about the critics and the reviews and what they were saying, and he said, I'm a comic book guy, and this is, I make these things, and I want to bring them to life, and that's just, that's how I do it. And I'm like, well, I appreciate what he's doing, and I like the way he's doing, but I think people are going after the wrong person, personally. I don't think Zack Snyder is the one at fault. I don't think the people like the heads at WB or whatever are at fault. I don't think it's Chris Terrio's fault either. I think it's his co-writer on this movie. I think it was David S. Goyer. That dude has had a topic of controversy ever since The Dark Knight Rises. His scripts have been people.
Wait, I thought he got removed.
No, he was split on The Dark Knight Rises, like his writing, everybody was kind of like, what was that? Same with Man of Steel, everybody was iffy on it. At the beginning of this, it says David S. Goyer and Chris Terrio for screenplay. I think it wasn't necessarily directors do have the overall control over the film, but the ones that write this original script and plot out this storyline are the screenwriters. It's the screenwriters that do this, and I don't know, man. I'm glad David S. Goyer's gone. He's not going to be on Justice League now, but I think people are, David S. Goyer, man. I think he was the problem, not Zack Snyder. Zack Snyder is definitely the guy we need for Justice League because I think he really understands the characters, and I think he does understand this tortured, rage-filled Batman we have. So I think he's great.
I mean, me personally, I've had a problem with David Goyer when he said that disrespectful remark about Martian Manhunter.
Yes.
It was like, oh, who knows about Martian Manhunter? And it was like, how many of you are still virgins or like something like that? Like really? Like you're supposed to be a grown man and you're like making like, I don't like him.
Yeah.
But
agreed.
I mean, but I'm echoing what you say, Colin. I don't think Zack Snyder should get removed, and it's not because like I think he doesn't deserve to get removed. Which I mean, I don't think he does. But I do think something might need to change. I mean, this is the second DC movie that has gotten the super like mixed reaction and people are bashing. Oh god, this is the worst movie. This is worse than Fantastic Four. Like, first of all, get that out of here.
Yeah, for real.
Fantastic Four was just utter butt. So I don't even compare those two. But I mean, like, Zack Snyder just shouldn't get removed. I mean, he's a comic book guy who makes comic book movies for comic book fans. Mm-hmm. That's just how it is. Maybe that's not the way he should approach it, but that's what we have. And for them to even think about removing Zack Snyder, which I mean I don't think they are. Obviously, I feel like we would have heard something by now. Would basically be trying to remove a pizza out of the oven before it's done. I'm like, it's still cooking. He's still working. They're still they're still piecing this thing together. We're only two
analogy.
it's the truth. They're still like putting things together. You can't expect them to have MCU success when the MCU's been around for almost 10 years and we've had two. DC's had two movies. Yeah. Just let them do what they have to do. David Goyer is gone. We've addressed that he's one of the issues. Bam. That's one thing out of the way. I'm pretty sure Ben Affleck has some kind of input on the script now, like he did with Dawn of Justice. Boom, you got that out of the way. Chris Terrio, an Oscar-winning writer. Boom, you got that out of the way. Zack Snyder doesn't write the script, so if there's a problem with the script, don't blame him. Don't blame Zack Snyder because it's not his fault. All he sets up the shots and he does things like that. But when it comes to storytelling and like writing like the dialogue and the plot and the premise of the movie, that's not where he does his work at. Yeah. So stop blaming him for that.
Exactly.
Because he didn't do anything. He didn't do anything with he had no. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm getting mad a little bit. But I mean, like, Andrew, please. I'm like losing. I'm like getting mad. I'm jumbling the words.
It's too late for Zack Snyder to be removed from Justice League. Like you said, it starts filming in less than 2 weeks, and if they were to remove him or even delay Justice League, that would cost them so much money right now. Mm-hmm. I do agree though that something does need to change, because something is just not clicking, and Justice League cannot be this polarizing as Batman vs Superman and Man of Steel has been, because this is arguably going to be their most important movies that they'll be making under the DC Extended Universe. And I don't exactly agree with you guys about Zack Snyder not being involved with the writing, because this is his movie, this is his story he wants to tell. He might not be specifically writing the dialogue or even some plot points, but it is indeed his movie, and you can tell because of all of the Dark Knight Returns callbacks that he does,
references and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Chris Terrio's a comic book guy, so I mean, I think it's entirely plausible for him to incorporate like portions of that. If Zach walks up to him and says, "Hey, so we're doing Batman v Superman, but I want to take aspects from this comic, this comic, this comic. Don't adapt it directly, but just read these and then see what elements you can take from these comics and put them in there. So I still feel like Chris Terrio had, I still don't think Zack Snyder had like a whole bunch of say, if any say, in the actual.
Let me say this real quick. If Zack Snyder was not going to happen, let's just go ahead and say it's not going to happen. Zack Snyder's with us. Well, I'm going to go ahead and say the big what if. If Zack Snyder got removed, who do you put to direct Justice League?
Oh, Jesus.
I think the easy answer is everyone saying George Miller.
Yeah, George Miller would be great. I say either George Miller or Ben Affleck.
That's who I would pick, honestly.
I'd probably be okay with that.
I would pick Ben Affleck. But go ahead, Andrew.
The thing is, I feel like Zack Snyder might be stretched a little thin right now because he's the architect of the DC Extended Universe. Plus, he has to direct these movies. And so, Marvel has Kevin Feige, and he's not directing the movies. He's just kind of overseeing everything, making sure it all fits within their little, their sandbox or whatever you want to call it. But, and some things might just be going overlooked, and I would not be against Zack Snyder kind of going back and just kind of overseeing, being a producer, helping with the visuals, of course, because his visuals are beautiful, and letting someone else.
As a cinematographer, that'd be great.
And just letting someone else take the directing. I would not want him to, just fire him and he's gone, because he still has a lot to offer. And like you said, he's a big comic book guy. He knows these characters. But yeah, something needs to change.
Yeah, I just think it was wrong because people are trying to remove him because they don't like the way he did something, I mean, like, of course, you're not always going to like everything that comes out from a studio. Like, I like Marvel. I didn't like Ant-Man. I didn't like Age of Ultron. I don't like the Thor movies. I'm not going to be like, the MCU needs to reboot because I don't like these movies. I'm going to start a petition for Marvel to consider rebooting. Like, no. Just because I don't like something doesn't mean I have the right to be like, all right, they need to go. They need to go because I want it to be the way I want it to be,
Exactly.
Like, would I like for the DC movies to be a little bit lighter? Sure, why not? It couldn't hurt, but I enjoy the dark tone, I just feel like it's wrong for people to be like, okay, so I didn't like Man of Steel, and I didn't like Batman v Superman. This man is the problem. Let's get him fired from his job that puts food on his table. Like, I just don't see the logic behind that. But I mean, if he got removed, God forbid if he got removed, I would like to see Ben Affleck, take the reins and direct Justice League, because he's a good writer, he's a good director, he's won awards for his writing and directing, so I feel like he could be a good replacement, if he gets removed. Ben Affleck's already written the Batman solo script already. Apparently, it came out like yesterday that. Like, he already has he already has something fleshed out, and he's putting like a new spin on the character. I think that's what I read. Did I hear that correctly?
Yeah, you heard it correctly. Yeah.
I just don't know when it's gonna come out though, because like you've got like this whole slate. Next up you got Suicide Squad, then you have Wonder Woman, then you have Justice League, but then apparently there is a new date in 2017 that WB just solidified for something that we don't know we don't know what it could be about. Maybe it could be the Batman movie, but I feel like
2017.
Yeah, there's a third WB movie coming out in 2017. Now, maybe it's not a DC movie, but I mean, it might. I don't know. But, what do you?
Crazy.
That would be crazy. I'm just interested to see what he would put in the movie. Because apparently there was a rumor back at SDCC or San Diego Comic-Con that him and Jeff Johns were working on something, and he even said earlier this year, me and Jeff Johns are working on something that he's really excited about, that he can't wait to start. And then it comes out a couple months later, Ben Affleck just finished the Batman script. You know, like we didn't even know he was working on it. It was a rumor. So I mean, I'm my eyes are really big right now because I'm really happy because that's like I'm super stoked. Like I want to know what it is. I want to know when the Batman movie's coming out. I want to know when, you know, like the stuff's like when the ball's getting rolled. So I guess what do you guys think about Ben Affleck finishing the Batman script already?
I love it. I absolutely love it because, and you know, I don't know if it'll be a DC film in general for that WB next year, seeing as they're all going to be busy this year filming Justice League. It'd be crazy if it was, though. And I could honestly understand if WB did it because, you know, they're like, you know, what did people love of Batman versus Superman? Oh yeah, Ben Affleck is Batman. We got to get him a solo out there quick.
Yep, the one constant positive from BvS has been Ben Affleck is a fantastic Batman, and they're right, he really is.
He really is, yeah. And one thing I want to talk about with you guys about the Ben Affleck script is the storyline. You know, it was rumored a good while back that it was going to be the Red Hood, like under the Red Hood storyline. But as you guys watching the movie, you know, I kind of thought about this a little bit, and I've jumped back and forth. But I feel like Under the Red Hood could be something they'd go with. But I've also heard the argument that that whole storyline is about Batman refusing to kill, and let's just say there was some collateral damage with Batman in this movie, man. You know, I watched, you know, I've seen that warehouse scene a couple times. He doesn't kill anybody in there. People are like, but he breaks that guy's neck on that box. No, he doesn't. Watch it again. Watch it again, man. He lands on it. He takes the guy and he slaps the guy's back down on that crate. That guy's not dead.
Oh, and plus, I guess when that guy tried to like ping the grenade. And Batman threw a batarang at him, like, and the guy went over to the grenade that he just like set to explode. Batman didn't shove him, like, hey, go pick up that grenade, yo. Like that's not how it happens. I mean,
well, people have said, you know, Batman doesn't kill. Batman doesn't kill. Well, technically, man, in a dream he kills. I don't count that, but he says, if anybody, you know, all you Chris Nolan Batman fans out there. What does Batman say to Ra's al Ghul right before Ra's al Ghul dies in Batman Begins? He says, I don't have to kill you, but I don't have to save you either. And he gets out of there, man, and Ra's al Ghul dies, explode in that building. So that's the way I'm thinking about it is, you know, Batman came in there, he whooped some ass. Those guys, they died by their own account. He shot at that car in the Batmobile. You know, those guys could have jumped out of that car. But no, man.
No, he couldn't. The car was tumbling, and he smashed through it.
No, I'm talking about the one that had the minigun in it. Oh. You know, the one that exploded, the one that he shot at. You know which one I'm talking about?
I think so. But there's a hole in that as well. Remember when, I guess, KGB took out the missile launcher, and Batman takes, like, a shortcut? When he smashes through the window on top of that truck, he literally hits a dude in the face with a freaking tire.
Yeah, he does.
So I mean, like that dude's freaking dead. Yeah. That dude got smushed.
Yeah. But like that's the thing I'm concerned about with Under the Red Hood. You know, I want to see that in live action. Like you have no idea how bad I want to see that in live action. But how can you do it whenever Batman kills?
Yeah. I have a theory.
All right,
and this theory was actually it was DM'd to me yesterday. It's a guy by the name of Real Dunbar on Facebook, and he sent me this image of the Batmobile on the Suicide Squad set. And as you know, in Batman v Superman, the Batmobile had turrets on it, as I'm pretty sure you saw when he was shooting people down. But in Suicide Squad, they aren't there. This is what he says. He's like, hey, this is a really interesting tidbit that I noticed. I could be wrong about this, but in Suicide Squad, the Batmobile no longer has the machine gun turrets when chasing the Joker. Now, Suicide Squad is confirmed to take place after BvS, so because of what Superman did, Batman is a changed man once again and has become less brutal in his tactics. So it's possible that he is kind of gone back to the no killing rule, I guess his previous days, because the whole when Superman was not Superman, spoiler for the end of Batman v Superman, when Bruce Wayne was at Clark's grave, he said, I failed him in life, I'm not going to fail him in death. So I feel like that
like
might
one of my
be
favorite lines of that
yeah,
movie.
it really is a great line. So maybe that's what he means. Is like he kind of showed me a way to be a hero without killing her. He showed me that you don't have to be like this brutal vigilante in order to save people. And even with Wonder Woman, she's kind of showed him to be courageous and stuff like that. So maybe by him standing with Superman and Wonder Woman, they've kind of shown him a new way to handle criminals. And maybe that's way they can segue into Under the Red Hood, where he was just like, you've been killing this whole time, but he's still alive. Like, what's going on? Like, stuff like that. And you can still have that. You can still have that intense moment between Jason and Bruce in that warehouse or that apartment building when I guess Jason has a gun to Joker's head. I feel like you can still do that. It's still salvageable, but obviously we won't know if this whole theory is true until Suicide Squad comes out. Mm-hmm. But it's a very interesting one.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I hope so. I really did not like how Batman killed in Batman vs Superman. But I do think, like you said, by the time Justice League and Suicide Squad comes out, he'll probably be changed and going back to his no-killing days. But yeah, I mean, I'll just go back to the Ben Affleck thing too.
We kind of just like took the rabbit trail, just kept going.
Yeah, that's all right. But
that's good.
Because you can bet that Warner Brothers is fast tracking that Batman movie, like immediately.
Oh yeah,
as fast as they can.
Yeah, they definitely. For a fact they definitely want to get that out.
Absolutely,
you want to get that going.
And but I don't think it'll come out next year. That's just really rushing it. But like you said, Red Hood would be an interesting storyline. I'd love to see Hush. That's my favorite Batman story ever. So that'd be fun to play with because there's just so many villains that you could introduce. You don't have to introduce all.
If they're
of them.
gonna do it, I just don't want it to be overcrowded. That's. Well, of course, they won't have they don't have to put every single last one of them. But I mean, there's some cool ones they could introduce.
Like, let's see who they could introduce. Obviously Hush.
Clayface.
Yeah. Joker, I guess. Even though does he really play a big? He sort of plays a big part.
I don't remember.
Actually, he was like in one scene where he shot Thomas.
Yeah, that's
Thomas Elliott, and he thought he was dead. Clayface.
I think Roz.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Poison Ivy, Catwoman, even though she's sort of a hero in that one. Ra's al Ghul. So.
Do you say Raz or Raish? I say Raish.
Oh, it technically is. I switch, even though it's technically Raish. I just go with both. I'm not too picky.
Okay. I see people saying I see people saying it like different ways. I say Raish because that's how
technically it's Raish.
Said it in the animated series. But yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I don't think that's the case.
So, yeah,
and I'll tell you why later.
Without stuffing it too much, you could always introduce some of these. Oh, you could always bring back Killer Croc since he'll already have been introduced. Yeah.
But those are rumors saying that he might be dying in Suicide Squad. So
come on, don't.
Yeah. Somebody. Yeah, there was like a video showing. I was like, oh yeah, so we think Katana kills Killer Croc. There's a shot in the trailer where he's like lunging after her, and then like a little bit, I think a couple scenes later, you see her holding up her soul sword, and there's like a soul being like sucked into it. So I was like, oh, and then in the final shot, I guess with that weird, colorful looking zombie thing, you've got like Deadshot, Captain Boomerang, and like two other people, and like Killer Croc isn't like anywhere to be found. It's along with El Diablo and freaking Slipknot, who we all know is gonna die anyway.
Slipknot is a certified goner. I mean,
oh yeah, he's in any of the promotional material except for like one poster.
Exactly.
So if you guys don't grow attached to Slipknot, the dude's probably gonna like get blown up or something. Actually, you know what? He actually might get blown up. You heard it here first.
Yeah, that would be kind of cool. Yeah, head blown up.
Yep. He'll be the person that Amanda Waller uses as an example. Like, hey, guess what? You guys really do have bombs in your head.
Yeah.
So, yep. Ben Affleck, Batman movie, awesome. Just we need it.
That'd be great.
You guys, you have anything else to add?
I just want to say, like, with the Killer Croc thing and maybe him dying, just real quick, the reason I don't think he will be is because Killer Croc, Katana, Harley Quinn, Boomerang, and Deadshot were all confirmed to be the Suicide Squad members in the Rebirth comic.
That is true.
I don't think they'll kill him.
Don't mention the Slipknot, huh?
No mention no Slipknot. And no mention of a El Diablo either. Who, you know, he was in New 52, but...
And he's in it now.
Man. Yeah. Is he in it now?
Yeah, in the current run, I think he's there.
Oh man, I haven't seen him in the new Suicide Squad yet. I've only read the first trade.
Oh.
Well, I guess this is a perfect segue to start talking about Rebirths and really talking about comics.
Hey.
Before we begin talking about it, I'm just gonna say I'm not the biggest comic book I don't have the most comic book knowledge, and I just started reading up on Rebirth because I wasn't super excited about it until I read about it. So I'm really stoked about it. But if I end up sounding like an idiot, please one of you jump in. I'm begging you. I don't want to be that guy. We're
gonna see. It's gonna be funny.
All right. So basically, what I could gather from the live stream and a previous video that DC did, basically what Rebirth is basically DC kind of just going back to its roots when it comes to characters, trying to show what made them great and kind of bring everything back, because they kind of went all over the place with New 52 and other things. So I from what I'm seeing, this is just them kind of trying to focus in and just get everything nice and set. There were a lot of titles really announced. I don't have the whole list in front of me, but it's a substantial one. Do you guys happen to have that list anywhere near your faces?
I can get it in 0.5 seconds.
Okay, that's cool. From what I remember, I've seen there's a new Red Hood and the Outlaws title,
which is great.
Green Lantern.
There's a new.
There's a new Green Arrow one too. All-Star Batman, which I'm really excited about. Actually, all the Batman titles I'm kind of excited about. I didn't think I'd be interested in Birds of Prey until I heard them talk about it, and now I'm really kind of excited about that. But did you get it yet?
Yeah, I got a full list right here, but it's a long list. Are you sure you want me to go through it?
Go for it.
All right. Well, we will have in DC Rebirth, we have Action Comics, we have Aquaman, and Batman Detective Comics, which is a Detective Comics is part of Batman. And then we have Flash, Green Arrow, Green Lanterns, which is going to be, I think it's Simon Baz and
Jessica Cruz.
Yeah, Jessica Cruz. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
And then
I know things.
Yeah. And then we got Superman, and we got Titans, not Teen Titans, people. We got the Titans.
What's the difference? Can somebody help me out there?
Titans is going to be Teen Titans. I'm sure a lot of you, whenever maybe you were younger, we watched the show Teen Titans on the network show. You watch Young Justice. Well, these are going to be those heroes grown up. We got Robin is going to be Nightwing. We have Donna Troy is a Wonder Girl. And then we have Speedy, not Thea Queen for all you Arrow fans out there. I'm talking Roy Harper, the actual Speedy, is going to be Arsenal. And then we have who else do we have? We have Garth is going to be in it. Is not Aqualad, but he's going to be Tempest. And who's the Green Lady? Is that Miss Martian?
Lilith. Her name's Lilith.
Lilith? I don't see. I'm not familiar with that character. If you
is Corey in it? Is freaking Starfire?
No, she's in the Teen Titans book.
Teen Titans.
But isn't she an adult?
Yeah, she's
You would think so.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she's going to be the leader because she is the oldest of them.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we can. Yeah, so those will be two different books, two different teams.
Okay.
We also got we got Wonder Woman, we got Batgirl, we have Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps. We have the return of Hellblazer, which is John.
Oh, I'm so excited for that.
Yes. And then we got Justice League, and then Nightwing is getting his own and is black and blue again, baby.
Thank
That's where
God.
it's at. Right?
I really didn't like the whole for a while I kind of liked it, the whole black and red, but I really missed Nightwing in his classic colors. So it's good to finally have that back.
Definitely. Then as you said earlier, we got Red Hood and the Outlaws coming back, which was one of my favorite New 52 lines. I'm not sure how a lot of people feel about it, but I really loved it. Then we have New Superman. Also, as stated, All-Star Batman, which is probably one of my most anticipated.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna
Scott
the heck out of
Snyder,
that.
man. Scott freaking Snyder. And then we got Batgirl and the Birds of Prey, Blue Beetle, Cyborg, Deathstroke, which, you know, we've gotten some new images released today, I think, of his suit, which looks pretty cool. We got Harley Quinn, Suicide Squad, as stated earlier, then Supergirl, Superwoman, Trinity, which, as you can guess, will be the Trinity.
Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, yeah.
Yeah. Then we got Batman Beyond and Justice League of America. Super Sons, which is going to be about the son of Superman and the son of Batman. So that's Damian Wayne. And then,
Wait, who's Superman's son? When the heck did that happen?
I honestly have no idea.
Andrew, you know anything about that?
Yeah, lately they made some miniseries, and one of them was Superman, Lois, and Clark, and they're from the pre-52 universe, and that's where they were married, and they had a son. So this spun out from Convergence, where they had a son. I think his name's John. I think
John.
I stopped reading it, so I can't tell you for sure, but it follows them, that their son. So it'll be Superman, Lois Lane's son, and Batman and Damian Wayne. So
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, his name is John. John
Is it?
Kent. Jon Kent. Yep.
John Kent. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Cool.
And then just finishing up is Supergirl. I'm not sure if I already said that. And then that looks about it.
Yeah, that Batman Beyond title in the beginning of September. Apparently, it's like a one shot, and the actual series starts in October.
Yeah, a lot of them are starting later. They
Yeah.
all get majority of the major ones get a rebirth kind of one shot, which is going to be great, and they are all going to be $2.99.
Everything.
How great is that?
What was the original price?
$3.99.
$3.99. I saw a lot of people were like freaking out, like, yeah, $2.99. I just did. Obviously, I just started reading like New 52 like 2 months ago, which means I'm automatically lost. So I mean, I'm pretty much might as well just start Rebirth, which is actually exactly what I'm gonna do.
But even the 80-page special, the Rebirth special, is going to be $2.99, and now that's how you sell it to your customers. You know, they could have charged like $6 or $7 for that thing if they wanted to.
Yeah.
So
it just shows that they really want to. I guess they want to please the fans. There are people that are buying their books. I mean,
that's the whole the idea with Rebirth is that DC wants to show the fans their recommitment to the fans, and that's why they're lowering the prices. They're going back to the core of the characters. I mean, and if you look at these books, almost every single one of them looks amazing.
Yeah.
So, and I'm sitting here like, I'm gonna have to cut some books from like Marvel and other publishers just to pay for this, and that's not a slight against Marvel. Yeah, I mean, nothing against Marvel, because I love the books that I'm reading there, but DC's my home, man, and
agreed.
These all just look so good. So
which ones are you looking forward to the most? If you can even like list that many.
I won't go through
He
all
said,
of them. I'll do like 5 of them that look awesome to me.
Okay.
Yeah, there we go. Top 5. I like it.
All right. The big shocker. Get ready for this one. Aquaman.
Oh, gosh. Oh man, what? Aquaman?
Wait, what? Did you just say Aquaman?
I know. That was not a glitch. That was Aquaman.
Oh my god.
So
wow, I didn't expect that one. Wow, that's crazy.
So the writer who's on it right now, Dan Abnett, he's returning for Aquaman, which is awesome because he's doing such a good job with the book. So it's the first story arc follows Black Manta coming back and basically trying to steal or destroy everything that Aquaman loves. and I'm so excited because we haven't seen Black Manta since the Others story arc.
Yeah. So I'll read it, but I just, as of right now, I don't like the art style. I don't like it.
Yeah,
it just looks really weird to me.
I've seen a lot of complaints about
funky.
it. But have you ever tried? If you want to see his art style, look at Sinestro because he's the artist on that book, and that might help you because the art in that book is really good.
Okay.
So I'm excited. The design of Aquaman is a little. I'm not the biggest fan of it. I kind of liked him when he had like the New 52, like the collar.
Yeah.
That was cool. Yeah.
And Mara, I don't really like. The collar on her is kind of weird. And Tempest looks kind of strange, but I'm looking forward to it. It looks good.
Yeah.
So and then the other news is that Jeff Johns is going to be working with Dan Abnett and Ivan Reis to continue the highly anticipated Rise of the Seven Seas story arc. So that's.
Do you know what that's about?
It kind of goes back to the story arc from when Jeff Johns was on Aquaman, and it followed. It was called Death of the King, and basically, the main villain was the deceased founder of Atlantis, King Atlan, and he was like a zombie or something, and he was trying to come back to reclaim the Seven Seas. They were called.
I remember that one. Yeah.
Yep. And so the Seven Seas are just these different kinds of kingdoms from Atlantis. So you had Atlantis was one, Zebel, where Mara is from, was another, and the Trench were another. And so you didn't know who the other four were. And so that's what Rise of the Seven Seas is going to be about. So
okay, yeah, that actually does sound pretty interesting. I might have to check that out.
Oh, and Jeff Johns is back writing Aquaman. It's an instant sell.
Love Jeff Johns.
Yeah. So
he did such a good job with New 52 Aquaman.
He really did. And Abnett they're working closely together because they really want to make it seem like this flowed straight from Jeff Johns' his run. So, and this is the first time Jeff Johns has actually been collaborating with an Aquaman writer since his run. So that's
pretty great.
That's great. So Aquaman's number one, obviously. Green Lanterns with Simon Baz and Jessica Cruz is another one I'm really looking forward to.
Yeah, I'm oddly interested in that too. I feel like Simon Baz. I'm happy that Simon's finally getting a little bit more.
Exactly.
Exposure.
I like Simon, man. Simon's cool.
So it's good. It's great to see them getting some spotlight, and they're also going to be the Green Lanterns in the Justice League book.
On the Justice League.
Yep.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So
I was because I was wondering why I didn't see like Hal or John or Kyle. They're like
they're like in the back and in the middle of that picture that got released.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. I like that.
So it's going to follow those two, and the big selling point to me is that the Red Lanterns are coming back. So
freaking Atrocitus,
Bleeze, hopefully Rancor if they retcon his death.
Spoiler.
Not that anyone was reading Lobo or anything.
You never know. We can have that one person who's like, damn it! Where was it?
So
I was on the last issue.
So that one's gonna have awesome art too by Robson Rocha, and Ardi and Syaf, whether their last names are, but and they just got a guy from Sam Humphries. He used to write at Marvel, and they just signed him to an exclusive contract, so he'll be writing this one. So we're stealing that Marvel content.
Yeah,
like that. Apparently, the guy who wrote who's doing Cyborg, I think he did like animation for the Ultimate Spider-Man TV show or something like that.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, did he really?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, I'll move on. I know you guys have yours.
You're good.
Teen Titans. I'm really looking forward to that. The team looks great. You've got Damian Wayne. Damian Wayne is trying to lead the Teen Titans, and well, you can expect how that's gonna go.
I do not like that kid.
You got Starfire's in it, Raven's in it, Beast Boy, and Wally West. So, and
Nice.
the art looks so good, so good. They released 2 images from it.
Yeah,
and
it
looks
does look
really
good.
Next one was 4 Detective Comics, because for the longest time, Detective Comics was always known as the other Batman book. And they're changing it up, so this time we're following Batman and Batwoman are leading the Bat family. So so you've got Red Robin, Tim Drake, Spoiler, who's Stephanie Brown, and Cassandra Cain. So that's gonna look really, really interesting.
Yeah.
And then finally, All-Star Batman. Definitely.
Yes,
All-Star Batman.
Yeah,
Just
pretty much.
basically, it's Scott Snyder, so it's going to be amazing. And it's focused. It's like smaller stories that are focused in on the villains. So, and the image that they released was this picture that had, it looks like Penguin, Catwoman, Mr. Freeze, Two-Face, and Poison Ivy on the cover. And
So good.
I'm in. I'm ready for it.
Yes.
I'll say, like, we haven't even seen like a whole lot in like in terms of art, but like I'm automatically just really intrigued by the cover alone.
Mm-hmm.
It just looks really like it just looks good. So I'm definitely with you on that one.
Definitely.
Yeah.
All right, you guys, you're up.
All right, Colin, go ahead, man.
All right, man. Well, I'm even going to go without saying All-Star Batman, of course. I'm Scott Snyder. We've already preached it. I'm looking forward to that one.
Yeah.
The Flash, man. The
So
story
good.
seems... the story, like, of what the guy's saying is, like, he's saying it's going to be like some Speed Force storm is happening, and it's striking people down, and these people are gaining speed, and either it's they want to help, they want to be good guys, they don't want it at all, or some of them are just going to be killers, and that's going to introduce an all-new character named Godspeed, which, I mean, why have we not used the name Godspeed before with a Flash character? I mean,
it fits really well. Really fits really
Yeah,
well
it
with the
does.
whole like.
And another one I'm looking forward to is Titans. I'm really looking forward to Titans because, as we said, those are the sidekicks that I grew up loving. I loved Robin. I loved Dick Grayson Robin. I wanted to be that guy, and now he's coming back with his own Titans group. These are the characters. They're grown up. I love it. Another one that I'm really excited for is Green Arrow. As John said during the Rebirth panel, he said every good Green Arrow storyline has had him with a good goatee. He's got that goatee back, man.
Back in the goatee.
And, yeah, buddy, I'm so excited for it. And I'm also going to second what Ander was saying about Detective Comics. That one shot of just Tim Drake, Red Robin, Batman, Cassandra Cain, Spoiler, Batwoman, and then Clayface in the background.
Oh, yeah.
I love that. I love that picture.
Forgot about
That
Clayface
looks
back
amazing.
there.
Yeah, exactly. Clayface. Clayface is in the background. Why is Clayface with him? It's going to be really interesting to find out. And yeah, those are, and Hellblazer. Also, we're looking forward to that, and the Hal Jordan and the Green Lanterns, and of course Justice League. I mean, Justice League is going to be great. But yeah, those are mine pretty much. But I have a few quarrels with the Teen Titans. I'm not too big on that. Damian Wayne isn't really.
Yeah, I don't like Damian Wayne.
Yeah,
I really do not like that guy.
And well, then the Wally West too. Like, I like that form. Like, I like that Wally West character. But the only thing that bugs me about it is that they're putting him in the yellow and red. I kind of like this silver and black costume better for him. I don't know. The yellow and red one just.
Oh, you're talking about Wally West's like New 52 look?
Yeah, I liked his New 52
with the red,
look.
with the red and silver or whatever.
Yeah, because that was a new take and cool look. You know, that was kind of the one they showed during Future's End. I don't know if you guys read that or not. But the Flash in the Future's End, he had that cool silver, black, and red, and I was like, that's a cool new take on that suit, man. I did like it.
I kind of hope they adapt that to the Flash TV show, because you already have Reverse Flash in his. You already have the Reverse Flash in the red and the yellow and red, so I'm hoping they gotta bring that just to add some variety to the suits. Because while he's wearing basically the Reverse Flash is kind of awesome, they'll be like, okay, is he related to the Reverse Flash? Because not everybody like knows. They'll be like, why is he wearing the Reverse Flash suit? And then you got all bunch of niggas complaining and stuff. Because you know it will happen. It will happen. You'll see it somewhere. You're like, why is he wearing Reverse Flash's suit? Oh. He's a child or whatever. I guess actually most of the ones that you guys said are the kind of ones that I'm looking forward to, especially Detective Comics. That's one I'm looking forward to. Even Batman, like just Batman's like regular freaking title. Apparently, like, the story is gonna revolve about him, like taking Two-Face on this road trip, and like every assassin's like trying to kill them. I like stuff like that. That sounds really cool. Yeah. So I'm excited for that. Green Arrow Rebirth, obviously, it's like you said, every good Green Arrow story has him in a goatee. Yeah. I just like that the story's gonna revolve around him meeting Black Canary, and then because I haven't
exactly what Arrow's not doing.
Exactly, like look at that. The thing is, like the only exposure from Black Canary that I have gotten has been from Justice League Unlimited, Young Justice, and unfortunately Arrow. So I'm really excited to see who like the character really is, because I've never like read any kind of Green Arrow comic ever in my life, and I'm really sad that I haven't. But that's not for long, because I'm gonna be starting with that. Hellblazer, I'm excited for that. I'm a big fan of Swamp Thing. I'm a big fan of John Constantine, and having them team up together is going to be very exciting. And Nightwing. I forgot what it's gonna revolve around, but I'm a big fan of Dick Grayson, and
with Nightwing, let me just go ahead and say they said the storyline they're starting off with is going to be called Better Than Batman, and I am super excited for what that's going to mean for the character, dude. I'm super excited what they're going to be doing with him.
Yeah, I heard it's like he gets a new mentor or something, who's like,
really?
Yeah, there you go. That's he gets like a new, because he's already been trained by Batman. I guess he pretty much knows basically everything Batman knows. So he's gonna try to go find somebody else that knows things that maybe Batman doesn't know, which would make him better than Batman. So I guess that's where the title comes from.
Yeah, for sure.
I do want to point something out to you guys, and this may tie in directly with the DC EU2 and give us a little hint on this movie. But did anybody else notice the absence of Shazam? That dude's got a movie coming out, and we don't see a title for him on this list. Like, granted, they could be having one announced, but that's a little odd to me if you're going to have a movie coming out and he doesn't have his own comic.
Yeah. The thing is, Rebirth also hasn't announced all of their projects yet.
True, yeah.
And that's probably because they're trying to space it out, or they don't have creative teams attached to them yet. Because
they could just hire us.
Yeah. Because we didn't hear anything about Justice League of America.
Or Justice League Dark.
Justice League.
Yeah.
Basically
no
any of
Dark either.
Basically any of those Magic books except for Hellblazer have disappeared. Like you said, Shazam. What else was there? Earth 2. We didn't hear anything about the Justice Society.
Yeah, that's a little odd. Yeah.
Yep. And they told us that Justice Society is coming back, but we didn't hear anything about it.
Yeah. I'm excited for it.
Yep, same. Also, none of us said it, but one that will be interesting and one to keep an eye on is going to be Wonder Woman, because they are getting Greg Rucka back to write Wonder Woman, and it sounds so good because most of these titles are going to go bi-weekly. They'll be shipping twice a month.
So great.
And so it'll be alternating with Wonder Woman between the past and present. So it'll be one story will be in the present, and then the other will be like Wonder Woman Year 1 or something.
So like the odd numbered issues are gonna be I guess like the future, and then not the future, but like and then I guess the even number issues were gonna be like Wonder Woman year 1. I think that's what he said, right?
Yep. And man, does that art look good too, doesn't it?
It really does. Yeah, it does.
It does. So it looks great.
So that's gonna be one to keep an eye on. And they also, I know a lot of people haven't mentioned this in a while, but they said that there was an event from Batman vs Superman that affects Rebirth, and so everyone's a few of us were wondering what could that be. Now here's going to be a spoiler. I mean, obviously we've been talking about spoilers, but Superman dies in Batman vs Superman, and so where is New 52 Superman in any of these books?
Mm-hmm.
That's a good question. Didn't he get his own title announced?
Yeah, nope, because
did he?
Superman is going to follow Pre-52 Superman. Action Comics is going to be Pre-52 Superman, and then they have this new Superman book, which is like a Chinese boy or something inherits
like
the
Shanghai.
powers of Superman. Yeah, and he gets the powers of Superman. So, what do we think? We think New 52 Superman's gonna kick the bucket?
Well, I mean, they said that the fate of a certain DC character his fate was gonna be sealed in that DC Universe Rebirth 90 issue thing that was coming out. So maybe, you never know.
That would be crazy, man.
Well, but Superman's death in BvS wasn't gonna stick. So unless it sticks in the comics,
not gonna stick. I'm trying to avoid getting back into BvS because if we do that, we're gonna be here all day.
We're gonna be here for another 30 minutes.
My only
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, for real.
My only problem with the Superman books is that all of them are going to be about Pre-52 Superman, which isn't a bad thing because people love that way more than New 52, but I kind of wanted to see his relationship kind of growing with his supporting characters with Lois Lane, and Jimmy Olsen, and now it's just boom, here he's with Lois Lane. He's got a son in every book he's in, and so it's okay.
Well, I'm also curious, because I don't know how much of the New 52 Superman you guys read, or if you guys read him in the Justice League, but that New 52 Superman, I liked him. He was very, for lack of a better word, he was a badass, but he didn't feel that human.
Yeah.
He was blending in, and granted, the DC Comics, and what I love about them is they're all gods practically trying to be humans. Mm-hmm. But Superman, I think that's one of the biggest parts about Superman, is he's alien, he's this god-like hero, but he just wants to be one of us, and this Superman felt like, he wanted to stand out as the outcast. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see what they're going to do with the character.
One thing I thought about that was that in the New 52, they killed off his parents immediately.
Yeah.
And
they did.
I feel like that's one reason why he kind of just feels more alien than anything. And then also just kind of his relationship with Lois Lane is sort of more of just is a colleague than anything else. So I get
Wonder Woman love.
Yeah, I know a lot of people don't like that ship. I don't really care. Yeah.
Oh wait, what show?
No, Superman and Wonder Woman together.
Oh, the ship.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
In the New 52, that they were kind of a thing. People weren't big fans of that.
Yeah. Some people liked it. Some people absolutely hated it.
I was cool with it. I didn't mind.
So never mind.
No, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I was about to jump to something else. So go ahead.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was just gonna say about Superman, Wonder Woman. I thought it could have been an interesting pairing, just to see it. I mean, not to have it last forever, but I'm not sad that it's over.
Yeah.
I know how much you love the freaking Wonder Suits or whatever the hell the ship's called.
Don't say Wonder Bat. I swear to God.
Wonder Bat. I kind of like it, man. I saw hints of it in BvS. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, that's true.
Saw hints of it.
Yeah, because she was acting like Catwoman, of course.
Habit.
With no signs of Steve Trevor, man. I mean,
except for that
Wonder Woman's got to get that love somehow.
Man, this is... You guys are just asking for blocks.
I had to. It was right there, man. I had to grab it.
All right. What's next?
Well, what I was gonna say was, since we've all listed the titles and the books that we're most anticipating, the ones we're looking forward to, which ones are you the most like worried about, or you're kind of just on the fence about?
I will start by saying, like, I know I said it a little bit earlier, but Teen Titans. I'm worried about that team, man. Like, I don't know. It looks okay, but Damian Wayne, dude. I'm not sure if I'm in the minority whenever I say it, but I do not like that.
Oh, no, you're not. I don't like him either.
Yeah.
He sucks. I know like there are a lot of Damian Wayne fans out there, but he's just the way he's portrayed, especially in like the DCAU, like the animated movies. I just don't like him. He is one of the most unlikable characters, DC characters. Like, I think he's my least favorite DC character.
Yeah, I can agree with that. Aside from that, I think maybe I don't know. One that I'm on the fence about is Blue Beetle. I feel like DC kind of wants him to get big, but it's not really happening. I don't know. It's because they pushed him a little bit in the New 52 with his own story and stuff, but I don't know. I never could get into it, and I'm not sure a lot of other people could either. So I don't know. Like, aside from that, man, I'm really excited for everything else. I mean, yeah, it all looks pretty good. But what about you guys?
Andrew?
Now this isn't me attacking you for not liking Teen Titans, but
He's attacking.
Red Hood. I
want to fight.
Oh my gosh! He's attacking me.
Red Hood in the Outlaws in the New 52.
Dang, shots fired.
Yeah. We're gonna do about it.
Oh my gosh!
So
damn, fight!
What you gonna do?
And so
I'm gonna call Caboose. That's what I'm gonna do.
the phone.
So I mean, I'm fine having Red Hood because he's a cool character, and I just kind of wanted him to have a solo book, to be honest. But
that'd be cool. He was good in Eternal.
I was okay with Red Hood having another Red Hood in the Outlaws book until I saw that Scott Lobdell's coming back, and I was like, "Oh, you really don't want people reading this book, do you?" So, except for Colin, of course.
Wow! Looks like Andrew just decided to flip the Savage switch on me. Okay, it's cool.
From 0 to 100
you like
very
that?
fast.
Yeah. No. I mean, I know some people who like the book, and that's fine. That's great. The other one that I'm really worried about is Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps.
Oh, really?
Because I love Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern so much, and the story sounds really cool. With like, they're moving. Sinestro is going to play a big part, and they're moving War World into the place where Oa used to be. Because Oa got destroyed like a year or two ago.
Yeah.
But the thing is, they're having Robert Venditti come back, and he's on the title right now. And I've always found that his plots always sound really cool, but they never deliver.
They don't follow through.
Yeah, and so him coming back is just like, I just don't want to get too excited because I feel like I'm going to be disappointed.
Yeah.
But aside from those are really the only two that I'm pretty worried about. But I hope I'm proven wrong.
I'm also a little iffy on a Batgirl and the Birds of Prey. That just sounds kind of weird to me. I'm not sure about that. Of course,
with like somebody else being Oracle, and like she's gotta like find like who's trying to be Oracle or whatever.
Yeah,
it's an interesting story, but I don't know. Like those characters, I've never really cared a lot for them. Knowing me, like whenever it comes out, dude, I'm still gonna buy the first issue because I want to know how it is. Because I want to see if it can hook me into the story. It sounds interesting, but I don't know.
It's like buying a new comic is like trying new food. You won't know if you like it until you try it.
Exactly.
That's why those number ones are so crucial.
Yep.
Hook ya.
Because if you miss the mark on that number one, that you've lost a customer. No one's gonna be like, all right, well maybe this issue, unless you have the really like die hard, like, all right, I want to like this, I'm gonna give it another shot. But people like me, people who like they don't have the most money in the world, so like if I buy one issue and I don't like it, I'm like, you know what, yeah, this isn't for me. Yep. Unless maybe I'll hear down the line it gets better from somebody else that's buying it, but you gotta deliver that first issue.
Most people won't go if something's not hooking, they'll go 2 or 3 issues, and then after that they're done. So that's why those first few issues are just so crucial. And
well, that's what happened with I know I'm in the minority with this one, but that's what happened with me and Marvel's Daredevil. I didn't like those first couple issues, dude, and I hopped off that real quick. I just didn't like it.
The new one?
Yeah, the new one.
Yeah, I totally understand why you did, because I had some issues with it too.
Yeah, I couldn't get into it, man.
For sure.
I would say for me, I wouldn't say I'm like worried about it. I guess it's the one that I'm least interested in, which is actually Superman. Honestly, this is what the I guess the synopsis of it is. Mm-hmm. It says the world needs a Man of Steel, but can Superman protect the world while raising a super son with his wife Lois Lane? It begins now. It's Clark's turn to be Pa. Can't teach his son what it means to be super. Huh. That just sounds like uber lame to me.
I kind of agree with you.
Yeah.
The thing about like kids in comics, like once you have what I've found is once you have a kid in comics, the character instantly loses their popularity. I mean, take Jessica Jones in Marvel right now. I mean, she is just, you never see her without like her baby, and she's just so like she's so unpopular because no one cares. Even Aquaman was the same way when he had his son, and that's just my thinking. It doesn't interest me either.
Yeah, it really does. When I read that, I was just like, really? Like, this is the direction you're gonna go with Superman's like solo series and Rebirth? Like, I don't think that was the best direction they could have gone for that. I feel like they could have done something else. I don't know what, because I don't write comics, but I mean, anything other than that would have been a little bit more interesting than us watching Superman raise his son while trying to save Metropolis. I mean, it's kind of like the same. I don't know. It just seems kind of cliche. Like that's the way whenever a superhero has like a child or something like that, or they have a relationship. One of the stories is like, oh, can they juggle being a family man and saving the world? And it's just like the same thing. Like I'm not interested.
Yeah,
I agreed.
Yeah, I agree.
Do you guys have anything else to add before we get out of here?
I'm super excited for Rebirth, and everybody else should be too. Yeah.
Yeah, this.
Oh, actually, yes. Yeah, go ahead.
I mean, any DC fan who just felt completely like abandoned by DC with New 52 is going to want to check out Rebirth, because this looks like it's taking elements from the New 52, elements from the pre-52, putting them together, getting the characters back to what makes them so lovable. It just looks amazing. I'm so excited for it.
Yeah, for me, like I stated earlier, I've only recently got back into reading comics. It took for a while. I completely just didn't really think about them, because I was like, okay, comics, whatever. I've got my movies, man. I recently started reading Greg Capullo's and Scott Snyder's run on Batman, but I still feel lost, because New 52 started in 2011?
11,
right?
Yeah.
And I started reading in late last year, so I felt kind of lost, even though I was like, okay, so I'm reading these books. But with Rebirth, I feel like I can catch up now.
Exactly.
I'm really excited now, because now whenever I talk to my friends like you guys or Alex or somebody who's reading comics, and I'm like, hey, you guys read this? You're like, yeah. And we actually talk about it. I feel like in the loop, and I'm really excited to really jump back into the world of comics, because it's such a fun place.
Exactly.
It really is.
I'm over the moon, because at first I wasn't really interested in Rebirth. I was just like, okay, a comic series. And then when I actually really did some research and figured out what it was and what they were trying to do, I was like, you know what? this might be my shot to like jump back into comics like officially. You know, there are multiple books that I'm interested. I'm going to pick up and I'm going to read. I hope I like them because, like I said, I want to get back into this because it's something that I love.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's a perfect spot for new readers to jump on. Kind of like what Marvel did in 2012. They did the same thing where they relaunched the books to make it easier for new readers. So everything went back to number ones, just like DC's doing it with Rebirth. And like you said, you'll have a perfect place to jump on. And
yeah.
It's super. I'm very, very excited. Bring on Rebirth, man.
Definitely.
When does it start again?
And
When does Rebirth start?
So
again?
it begins May 25th with the DC Rebirth special, and then June 1st is when like the one shots start coming out.
Okay.
So June is technically like where the first Rebirth issues will start coming out.
Okay. And just out of curiosity, what is a one shot?
One shot is like
is it basically just
it's
like
a standalone? It's a standalone story. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Cool.
One and done.
Cool.
Yeah, buddy.
Very, very excited. Well, that is it for this episode. I would like to thank you all for joining us today. I would also like to thank my co-hosts. Andrew, why don't you tell people where they can find you at on the interwebs?
Yeah, I'm on Twitter at AnderWriter. Come say hi, ask questions if you want. Like I usually say, just come by and say Aquaman rocks.
Or just send him pictures of Queen Mira and he'll be perfectly fine.
You know, that is perfectly acceptable.
Or just redheads in general. Yep.
Oh, you guys know me so well.
Yep, redheads are beautiful. What about you, Colin? Where do people can find you at?
You guys can find me at Colin_Sap on Twitter. Chat with me about the Flash or something, man. Scarlet Speedster, that's my thing. And also, guys, be sure to follow us at Comic Drops on Twitter. Get us some followers on there. Chat with us there. Let us know what you guys are thinking about the latest topics in the comic world.
Yeah, definitely. We'll have all of our social media linked in the description box below. Definitely, go to comicdrops.com, read our stuff.
Yeah.
So, all that shameless plugging.
And let us know what you think, guys. Let us hear your opinions. Your opinions are valuable.
Yeah, let us talk to you. All right, that is it for us. Once again, thank you for joining us today, and we will catch you guys next week. Later.
Deuces.